Hello YouTube. Today I'm just gonna be working on I'm gonna be making an updated version of my Vorax crafting guide. I made one when the Vorax season happened, and while that guide is still relevant and the info is still up to date, I thought I would just make an update to it and try to explain things again, maybe in a more simple way to understand, as well as go over some of the albeit few changes that have happened to Vorax since then. So for starters, to get started with Vorax crafting, you obviously do need a Vorax base. Vorax bases are just special items. You'll just have Vorax limb, and there'll be like digits or, it'll just have like some weird name. Like this glove is a Vorax item, this ring is a Vorax item. And I do recommend when you start off crafting to start off with a empty base. Having no mods on the base does make the crafting process significantly easier. And then on the other aspect, another important part of Vorax bases is whatever legendary it is that you want to actually utilize on your Vorax, you do need to turn that legendary into a part that can be usable. And the way you do that is just simply recycling the legendary. So by recycling the Omni Elixirs, we do get an organ, and then these organs are going to be used in Vorax crafting. So before we get into the Vorax crafting, I do think it's a bit important to take a second to talk about a very important Torchlight infinite mechanic, just so you can understand how it works. So in Torchlight, you get 3 types of modifiers that can be applied to items normally. You get basic affixes, advanced affixes,
Meow, meow, meow.
and you get ultimate affixes. These special organs are referring to ultimate affixes, but if I actually click on this tab, and you'll see that later, it'll specify these are the ultimate affixes. Now, Torchlight does follow a rule. This is a rule that is always true in Torchlight, which is, or it has a set of rules that it always follows and is always true. 1, an item can have a maximum of 2 ultimate affixes on it. Okay? 2, an item can have a maximum of 2 advanced affixes on it. And then lastly, an item can have any number of basic affixes on it. Now, this rule is true for every item that you can craft in Torchlight. But then, in addition to these rules, Vorax items have a 4th rule that gets added onto that, which is related to the core organ system. The core organ system is the organs we talked about earlier. So in the video, when I recycled the Omni Elixir belt, I got that organ. That is a core organ, which is the legendary modifier that you're adding onto your item. And the 4th rule is a Vorax base can have a maximum of 2 ultimate affixes on it from the same legendary. So what this just means is you can't have like an ultimate affix from one legendary and then an ultimate affix from another legendary. They did change this after the Vorax season, that it has to be the same legendary item whose 2 mods you're putting on your Vorax. Now, the reason I specify all of this and I go into detail about it is because it's very important for how we're going to approach crafting a Vorax item. So, the way you do Vorax crafting is obviously you need vital organs, fine for basic mods, and matches for advanced mods. And my strategy, the strategy that I use every single time, without fail, when crafting Vorax items is this. I add a basic mod to my prefixes. I add a basic mod to my suffixes. So now, if we go to our rules, An item can have any number of basic affixes on it, but Vorax is very strange of how it works. If I were to try and put another basic mod on, it would always add a new mod unless it were to roll the same basic mod that I have here. Now, because I am using an advanced mod, it can never give me the same basic mod that I have like already on the item, because the advanced mod pool is different from the basic mod pool. So I add an advanced prefix and an advanced suffix. Now, notice how after I added the advanced suffix, it shows that the only suffix that I can actually change is this one. So when we added the basic affix, it has 2 lines here, because this basic affix can get changed when we click craft again, or it can add another one. But when we add the advanced ones, for the first advanced one that we add, we have these 2-line arrows again. So if we were to click again, it would most likely add another advanced affix unless we happen to roll dexterity again. But because of this roll right here, an item can have a maximum of 2 advanced affixes on it. We can now only ever replace this modifier or this modifier when rolling advanced affix, which means in theory that we could just keep on clicking and clicking on this advanced affix, and it will always go on the same spot every single time. Now we're going to go to special organs, and as I mentioned before, the special organs are ultimate affixes that we're adding to the items. And the special organs follow the exact same logic because they're ultimate mods. There can only be 2 ultimate mods on an item. So if we were to add now a prefix and a ultimate suffix, you'll see that the only ultimate mods, if we were to try and put a different ultimate on now, it will always replace the ultimate mod that's already on the item. So in the current state of the item, if we were to try and add a change the basic mod, it could replace any of the three mods you see right now on the item. We have no way of controlling it. It is completely random which mod we could replace from the basic pool, because there can be any number of basic mods on an item. But if we were to try to change the advanced mod, because we have to choose between adding a prefix or a suffix, if we were to choose the prefix, the only mod that could change in this pool is the advanced mod, because the other advanced mod is on the suffixes. And that is, because we can't interact with this, we can reliably get an advanced mod that we want for our build on the prefixes and on the suffixes. And we can also follow that logic and do the same for the ultimate mod. But this is where you kind of need to make a decision. Generally speaking, fishing for ultimate advanced mods is very expensive. So what I will do at this point in time, once I have a basic advanced ultimate, is I'll then go and try to get the legendary mod I want. The best case scenario, so adding the legendary mod is completely random. It is just a 1 in 6 for where it will place. The best case scenario is that it will replace both basic mods, because the basic mods are the only mods we don't have control over, and they're completely random. So if we were to replace both basic mods, we would be able to just constantly throw F at this until we get the perfect T0 advanced or ultimate mods that we want for our build. And it would just be 100% like safe to do with no chance of failing. Now, take note of this exquisite suture. This is also important. Items that need an exquisite suture can only be grafted onto an item level 89 or higher base. So this icon right here means the base type has to be higher item level than 89. But if it is a purple one, which is just a normal suture, then the item can be any item level. Just anything from like 86 to 88, it's completely fine. So I'm just gonna slam the Omni Elixir now on it and just try to get lucky. And on the first one, so every time you use the graft, you're gonna be given 2 options to pick from. And you just pick whichever option you want. If you get unlucky at this step, so let's say you have a legendary item that has 4 mods on it, or 5 mods on them. Let's just say 4 mods to make it easy. And 2 of those mods are mods that you want on the item, and 2 of those mods are bad and you don't want it on the item. If at this step you were to get a mod you don't want, your only option is to just try and craft over it by replacing it with basic, advanced, and ultimate mods. And while you're trying to replace the item by crafting over it, the only thing you can really do is to just try and maintain this ratio of 1 basic, 1 advanced, and 1 ultimate. And what you'll find is like the thing that's often going to mess you up is going to be the basic going on the wrong place over and over again. But eventually, if you just keep throwing FE at it, you will reach a point where you're back in this basic, advanced, ultimate setup. In whatever order, the order does not matter. In this case, I got a very good mod, so I'm just going to pick it. And it replaced my advanced prefix. The best case scenario now, because it replaced my advanced prefix, is for it to replace my advanced, either replace my basic prefix, or to replace my advanced suffix. And the reason for that is if it replaces my basic prefix, that means we can just keep on throwing money at the suffixes and it will eventually like be something decent. And we have no risk of losing our Omni Elixir mod. If it replaces the suffix advanced suffix, then we can still freely change the ultimate mods. I guess realistically, if it is the basic suffix, it doesn't really matter because you're either way not going to replace it. So yeah. The only mods we do not want to hit is either of the ultimate mods, because that would be catastrophic, because then our entire setup and the reason why we did the prefixes versus the suffixes would be completely ruined. So here, again, I get a very good mod in the Elixir skill effect. And it happens to hit the suffix. So because we hit both the advanced suffix and prefix, we still have the 2 ultimate mods. Because we have these 2 ultimate mods, we are now freely able to swap this out to like a good modifiers. So generally when you're crafting, you're going to use like the cheapest ultimate mod you can just to like get the item start off with and to try and like get, you know, to get the item into a state where you can start crafting on it. Once you reach this point, now I can go through all the ultimate mods and I can buy an ultimate mod that's like really good for my build and just put it on. In this case, I chose max challenge stacks because max challenge stacks are getting removed next season. So I thought it was quite fitting, or not removed, but a lot of sources of them are getting removed. So I thought it would be quite fitting to do it. Oh, I eventually decide on that. And you're gonna see here, the only mod that it was gonna allow me to replace is this ultimate mod, because we have a second ultimate mod. So the only place this ultimate mod can go is where the ultimate mod already is. And you can see that, like, I'm just gonna, like, just apply a bunch of random ones just to showcase it. Now, of course, with my luck, we don't even hit a single T1 mod. And then similarly, it's gonna be true for the suffix. If we do an ultimate suffix, the only place it can go is on this ultimate suffix. So it is completely safe to get the ultimate prefix and suffix we want. Now, if your build, let's say, wants 2 ultimate suffixes or 2 ultimate prefixes, unfortunately, there is, like, no tech to increase your likelihood of that happening. You kind of just have to bite the bullet. And I would suggest playing builds that... I would suggest just adjusting the build so that is no longer a thing you need. Because as soon as you start trying to have, like, 2 ultimate suffixes or 2 ultimate prefixes, you're just going to start spending an infinite amount of money. But that's going to be my very quick and short Vorax guide. The only other thing that, like, I guess I didn't showcase is... No, I think that's about it. I think we showcased everything just perfectly. I hope this video was helpful. I do apologize about being, like, lower energy while talking, and about talking slower in this video. It's not because I think people are stupid and I need to talk slower for them. It's just because my voice is in a lot of pain from recording too many videos before the season launches. And I'm trying to control my voice as much as possible so that I don't lose it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. And I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye, YouTube. Bye-bye.